Hello and welcome back to the shed. Today I am going to be reviewing, or taking a look at least, the Wildside Adventure Featherlight 700. Now I got this in a Kickstarter about 6 months ago. And I do like these sort of stoves. They're a bit fiddly to get together, but once it's together it doesn't come apart. But they're super lightweight. So if you're going for the super lightweight version for camping, this basically is just a comb. So it's based on a cone by a guy called the cone was called Stormin Norman, and it was a cone like this. You can't get a hold of him anymore. I believe he has passed away, and I'm not sure how much these people borrowed from that. So you put a alcohol stove in the middle. So this is a Vesuv hotspot. I'm not sure if it's a Vesuvius or a Vesuv hotspot 40. I'll leave a link in the description for that, where you can buy. I think I got that from Valley and Peak in the UK. So you just put that in the middle, and then your Toke's 700ml pot or 750ml pot just slides in, and then sort of creates a stable base for it to be used. So what we'll do is we will put down a base for it. We will get this, I think it's got some bioethanol in it. I'll just top it up a little bit, and then we'll just boil some water in it, and then we'll empty it out and pack it away inside the bit of silver foil. Seen bad days. Yeah, so let me just put a little, I mean, I think it's got some in it, but we'll just put a little smidge more in. So that's just bioethanol. May be able to hear my kids in the background arguing in the garden over football, I think. Okay, right, so let's get this lit, and then I'll pop that over. So this is the windshield. It works really well. I've used it out and about when camping. Super lightweight kit. What I'll do is I'll put the weight of it all in the screen below now, and then we'll boil some water. So I've got 300 mils of water, so 1 cup, and we'll put that in like so, and then I'll start my stopwatch so we can have a rough idea of what it is. This is not really a boil test, but we can just see how long it's going to take. So we'll add about 10 seconds at the end, but it's an alcohol stove, they take forever. So what I'll do is I will come back when we start to get some bubbling action. Right, well, that never actually boiled. We were going for 8 minutes and odd, and the reason was operator error. I didn't put enough fuel in my stove. I thought there was more in there than there was. So what I will do is I'll get it all set up again. I'll put some more fuel in it. I'll let it cool down, and then I'll come back and we'll start that again, and then hopefully get a boil out of it. Right, so let's start again. Let me fill this up properly. There we go. That looks fairly full now. We'll light it. Pop the cone over. A better flame now, and we've got you see through this, 300 mils, 1 cup of water going into the pot. I'll pop this in, and then we will start the stopwatch, and then I will be back this time when it starts to boil. Right, we're starting to show signs of a boil. About 4 minutes and 16 seconds. So make sure you use enough fuel in the stove if you're going to do it. I mean, here we go. We're about 4.5 minutes and we've got a boil. So not much longer than some of the other stoves, which, you know, unless you're talking about jet boils and stuff like that. But these do get there. So the joy with them is, if you listen, pure silence, which is bliss. I do love an alcohol stove because they are just so blissful. That's not going to work. Right, if I just take this cone away without burning myself anymore today. There we go. Snubbed that out well and good. Right, yeah, so that is the Featherlight 700, which doesn't take, they don't take long to cool down, because it's titanium. You know, it's already, I can already touch it now, so it cools down super fast. So Wildside Adventures has done a very good thing. You have to be careful with it. It is quite fragile. You would definitely bend it if you weren't careful with it, but it all fits very neatly inside the pot. Stove is, so these are very, very good. And then I usually have a little scrubbing brush or a flannel and a lighter to go inside, and then the cloth like that, and then that stops it all from rattling around inside you. But you can put more stuff in there to stop it. But then the lid goes on top, and you've got a very tiny cook set, which will see you for most things, cup of teas up to rehydrating meals with some water. You can eat, you cooking in a titanium pot is always a bit of a nightmare because everything burns. I haven't found a way of doing it yet. I am going to experiment some ways of doing it. Boiling the bag's pretty good, but if you're trying to get away from plastics, then that's not very good. You can do born in the bag rice in this. I've done that before, but it depends what your lifestyle is. If you're trying to avoid microplastics, then I don't believe that born in the bag stuff is that great. But other than that, I think that's it for this video. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you've liked the video, I would love for you to subscribe and see more of my videos. I've got a lot more coming up with different bits and pieces. And a thumbs up would be nice, a like would be nice. Anyway, that's great, and I will see you next time.